On page 385 is the MemeMaker app. You can select any picture that you would like. There is a photo available on Blackboard, or you can choose one of your own. So I'll go ahead through the process how to download this image. And then if we go over to our Finder and Downloads, we can see that it has been downloaded actually more than once. Now I'll go into my Photos app, and I'm just going to drag and drop that into my Photos app. And as you go further in your reading, it will recommend that the image is 350 pixels wide on page 388. If we click on our image, right click and get information on it, we can see that it has a width of 350 pixels, but a height of 233 pixels. So we'll see how that works out when we pull that into our app. Okay, so on page 387, we start to build the app. So we want to come into Xcode. We are going to go ahead and create a new project that will feature our cow meme. We want it to be an app, and I'm going to say this is the MemeMaker video. And all the other settings stay the same. And then I will put it in my documents. This is part, and I will just put it out in the documents folder. Okay, we are going to open the main storyboard and do the show library to bring out the following controls. So I'll go to main storyboard. I'll go under view, show library, and I need a segmented control. I'll drag and drop that. I need a label. Drag and drop that. I need an image viewer. Drag and drop that. I need another label. I guess I can do a drag and drop, or I can just copy that. I'll go ahead and go into the library, go back and get that. And then I need another segmented control. And you'll notice that it changed the text of the top label to top. So I go over in the attribute inspector. If that's not open, then there is the icon that open and closes access to those choices. And I'll click on the second label. The other thing you'll notice is that I have the Show Attribute Inspector. There are also different options: File Inspector, History, Quick Help, Identity, Size, Connections, and I want the attributes. So that's what I'm using to change the label, and then bottom. And since they showed it all in caps, I also followed their example. So now we are going to go and add our cow image, just like we did in the photo frame app that we built earlier in the semester. So on page 388, we will go back over to the assets, and we need to drag and drop our photo that we're going to be using. So I'll bring up the photo app, and then I'm just going to drag and drop that image here. So that it's available. So now that we have it in our assets catalog, we can go back to the storyboard, choose our viewer, and pick the image that we want. Because since it's in our assets catalog, it now shows available. Or another size that fits the screen. So I'm going to do mine scale to fit. Okay, so now we have our image. And now it wants to finish our positioning, which when I did the drag and drop, I already used the blue alignment guides. But it wants us to set them for the labels. Set lines to 0 so the label isn't limited to a particular number of lines. So I will set the lines to 0. I guess I'll do that for each one of these top and bottom label. Use the font control. So the font, if I hover over the T, that brings this up, and I want to, so under the custom fonts, I will go look for, Veer condensed. I want to set the style to heavy and the size to 30. And so I need to do that to this label. Same process. It's going to be a custom font. Veer next condensed, style heavy, size 30. Set the color to white. I'm going to go ahead and try and rearrange this. Okay. Set the color to white. Well, I'll go ahead and finish the top label first. Find the shadow control. Here it is. Set it to a black color. Set the shadow offset width to 3 and the height to 2. 3 and 2. And I'll do the same thing, color to white, shadow default to black, 3 and 2 for the height. All right, they have moved those onto their image, so I need to make that adjustment. It says, since we need to give this top label precedence over the image, it says that we will have to move them in the document outline on page 389. So I am going to move top underneath the photo. We'll move the photo up. And now we can see that, and actually maybe go ahead and make my photo a little bit bigger. Top and bottom. So now they both have precedence for layering on top of our image. It says now that the labels are configured, resize them both so that they're as wide as the image and tall enough to fit 2 lines of text. And there again, I feel like our image is too small. Whoops. Okay, and we can play with this as we work with our image. If that is the way that it needs to look, then I need to center. I don't have my label centered. Whoops. Center that. Center the bottom. And then make them wider. Okay. That looks pretty successful so far. Now we're going to make the connections. Go ahead and close that. And open so I can see, because I'm going to need to bring up my view controller. I'm going to add so that I can have my storyboard and my view controller both displayed. So in this one, I'll put the view controller, and then I need to make some adjustments so I can see So now that I have my view controller and my storyboard, that will make it easier for me to make the connections. Make the outlets for the segmented controls. Name them top segmented control and bottom segmented control. Hold down my control key as I drag. I want it to be an outlet, and I'm going to name it top segmented control. Put some space. Hold down my control key and drag. And this is supposed to be called bottom segmented control. Okay, so completed that.